What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Listen, this is another throwback review. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is my review of A Different World Season 3, Episode 19. Now, listen up, you guys. It is senior year for Whitley and I want to say Don Lewis, but that's her real name. And it is senior year, and listen, the end of the year is fast approaching. Okay, Whitley is looking for a job, and she is frustrated. She cannot find a job in her field, or at this point, she don't even know what her field is, and she has gone and she's applying for jobs that she ain't even nowhere close to being qualified for, because she just cannot face going back home and living with her mama. Now, Jaleesa, on the other hand, is going on interviews, baby, and she has gotten job offers all over the place, making some really good little scratch, right? Whitley, and so that's the main story. Now, y'all know with these episodes, there's always a main story, and then there's that backup story. The backup story is that it is also perspective weekend, where you have, high school seniors that are coming all through. And they're gonna, check out Hillman and stay for the weekend. We had that event. I did that event, and when I was in 12th grade with a couple of colleges, and it was fun. It gave you a good idea. Of course, they, give all the bells and whistles, and they do all the wonderful activities for you guys. But it definitely gives you a flavor. It gives you a feeling. It gives you a I know for me, I'm not gonna name any names, but for me, I had a number one choice of college that I wanted to go to, and that's where I wanted to go. Like, nobody could tell me I wasn't going to that school. That was the school I wanted to go to. I had my heart set on it. I was going. Went to one of those weekends. It was horrible. Y'all always want to get on me about colorism. I had a situation with colorism when I went to go visit this school. I'm going to tell y'all a quick story. Long story short, it was me and a friend of mine at the time. She's darker than me. And we went for the weekend, had a good time. Her mom actually invited me. It was her trip. I was invited to go. And we had a great weekend. And that Saturday night, the tour guides who had taken us around actually called to invite me to a party. Like, girl, this ain't part of the schedule, but me and some people are hanging out and we going to the party. Now, I have a personality. I'm one of those people I can laugh and joke. So I thought, okay, they liked me a little bit. They invited me to this party. Cool. I said, okay, well, I got to bring my girl. Because, like I said, I was with her and her mama. It was her trip. And they told me, well, she's not right. She's not going to fit in. I said, what you mean she ain't going to fit in? She cool. We cool together, Well, she's not of our color. She's not of our color. I said, oh, so this is a party for light-skinned people? I said it just like that. They said, well, we wouldn't quite put it that way, but let's just say we all look alike. Needless to say, I did not go to the party, nor did I go to that college. And like I said, I ain't going to say no names, but it is what it is. All right, moving on. I ended up at my wonderful school, Bennett College for Women down in Greensboro, North Carolina. Shout out to them. Anyway, moving on. So, Kim and Whitley are hosting Freddie's sister. Ron's sister. And of course, Whitley assumes that Ron's sister is going to be this big dork, just like Ron was freshman year. And truth be told, he still is a little bit. He just ain't as dorky, And so, they go downstairs while Walter is talking to the people that are going to be staying there. And Dwayne and Ron are clowning. And Whitley thinks she spots Dwayne's sister. It's this heavyset girl with a ponytail. Whitley said, I know who she is. She's that one right there with that old swap meet Gucci. And Whitley goes over to her to, hi, how are you? I would recognize Ron's sister anywhere. And that girl is looking at her like, girl, I don't know you. Ron's sister comes up and says, Whitley, I'm Ron's sister. It's me. And of course, she's cute. She's got long hair. She's got a nice little body. And she doesn't seem dorky like Ron. And so, of course, Whitley immediately is like, oh, okay. Now, we also have a little cameo in this episode. Alfonso Ribeiro, a.k.a. Carlton, is in this episode. And I'm assuming this is before Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. right? But I don't think it's too much before, but no, this is definitely before Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And he's playing this obnoxious, I'm just trying to lay with any woman that'll give me the time of day. And he's paired up with Dwayne. Now, he's also a math genius. And he says, I hear that you're the best math student at Hillman. Dwayne was like, yes, I am. He said, until I get here. And so, of course, is that rivalry there, but he's also just really, really dorky, child. He's really, really dorky. So, Whitley ends up hosting Ron's sister, and she starts, she asked Whitley, well, what is your major? She said it's art history. She said, oh my goodness, that's what I want to, I want to major in, and I'm going to have a double major of art and business because, I really want to get into art buying. That's like the newest big thing coming up. And Whitley said, what? She said, what's art buying? She said, there are so many companies that are actually paying for people to go out and spend money to decorate their businesses, their offices, and it's a whole thing. Like, you can make really good money, and you can combine your love of art, with business or whatever. And Whitley was like, oh my goodness, like I could do that. Like, I love art, and I can do this. Like, this is something that I can do. And so she actually ends up getting an interview with E.H. Wright through her mama. Her mama set it up. And she studies their catalog. I mean, she studies the catalog. She knows that catalog front and back. She goes to her interview, and she nails the interview on the art piece. I mean, she knows their catalog. She knows her art, and it's cool. The flip side, though, he starts asking her about the business side, acquisitions, money, how much, this and this, that, And, of course, Whitley has no clue with that because she didn't do any business classes. We know that she didn't even want to do a basic math class, child. She was running from that. And so the guy tells her, he says, listen, I really like you. You got a great personality. You definitely know your art. But I really need somebody that sort of knows the business side of this as well. Like, we're talking about, hundreds of thousands of dollars here. And I need you to understand that side of it. And so, of course, Whitley comes back and she's very discouraged. But she ends up having a conversation with Jaleesa. And Jaleesa says, listen, why don't you just take some business classes? It sounds like if you take some business classes and maybe can go back to them and let them know, listen, I took some business classes. And Whitley said, were you in there? Like, that's exactly what he told me to do. She said, I can't stay another year. My mother has already sent out invitations. Like, people are expecting me to graduate in a few weeks. Like, I can't tell my mama I'm going to stay another year. And Jaleesa was like, listen, you got a choice. Either you can stay